It's Friday. I think I'm live. It is Friday, y'all. And we praise God for another Friday. And it is also, I think I named it wrong because today it actually may be day 30. I'm gonna have to fix this, I think, because today may actually be it is 35. Today is day 35. Today's day 30. Can you believe it? I'm like, where did the time go? Okay, so because time is passing fast, and if you're out there, say hey. So I know you out there. But you guys, time is passing by so fast that I cannot believe that we are on day 35, right? So because of that, trying to be on this wellness journey. And I'm like, man, it is going to be over before we know it. I have switched it up today, and let me tell you why. Stick with me. So today, hey Donna, I was in the family chat. We have a family chat, and in my family chat, they were sharing pictures. So it seems like all the nieces and nephews, all the family somehow is out and about, as some of my friends would say. They are out and about, and they were in nature. So different ones was going different places, and I miss it. And it was giving me flashbacks. It's Flashback Friday, right? So it's giving me flashbacks of times when I had taken my nieces and nephews on these different adventures. And so what I used to do, and I think it started because I was in like graduate school or something. You graduate school, your dreams are big, but sometimes your wallet is small, the coins is small. So what I would do is we would go to the dollar store, and then we would get $10 worth of things. Like I would be like, we need all of our equipment for today. And so we would have these adventure days where we would get $10 from like Family Dollar, really the Dollar General or Dollar Store, because that's what we had. And we would get buckets and things. And then we would have these adventure days in a park or whatever, and just try to have as many adventures throughout the day as we could. So I was seeing them today, and I was having a flashback Friday because, of course, I moved here to Florida, and I'm not in Ohio anymore. But in the meantime, I was like, you know what? I miss being outside. And I realized those are things, hey, Tasha, those are things that I would do during the summer. And we would have these adventure days. And I was like, Tanika, you moved away, but you still have adventure days. And one of the scriptures that inspired me on today, as I was flashing back and just cheering my family on from afar, was this scripture that is so known. I thought I put it in here, but it's from Ecclesiastes. And it says that there is a time and season for everything under the sun, or everything under heavens. And I was like, yes. And it says every activity under heavens. There's a time and season. And I was like, this is the season to do many activities. But where I need you guys' help is I want your help in creating a summer bucket list. So whether you watch it now or later, I don't know what's on your bucket list, but what I decided was I do not want to go the rest of this summer without getting under the heavens, like without getting outside in the sun. And I realized, I was like, the busyness is never going to slow down. But what if I could have more, just some more adventures? They don't have to, of course, happen every day because people work. But I think we could use some more adventures in our life. And this is good for the spirit, the soul, and the body to be outside. So I need you guys' help in creating a bucket list, because this is what I learned today. Just having it in my head, or saying, I have intentions of getting outside and really enjoying things, that's not going to help. And also, I don't want very expensive adventures. Like, of course, I'm going to do a couple things. But what the pictures with my niece and nephew reminded me of is that we can do a lot of things for free or at a very low cost. Like, low cost. Okay. So if you're going to help me out, don't say cruise, because that I'm not doing that this year. But also, I just really want help in getting some adventure. So I started a list. I won't be on here forever, but I was thinking about my childhood first. So I was thinking of things there's like 10 things I want to do this year. So I was like, in the summer, I'm going to make a bucket list, and I invite you to do a summer bucket list too. And it doesn't have to be big. It could be 5 things, but it keeps us, the criteria for me is that it needed to be at a low cost for my real bucket list. I could add some other ventures later. So it needs to be at a lower cost because I don't want to just splurge. There's a time and season for that too. Maybe I'll have 1 or 2 else. But for this list, I wanted it to be at a low cost. So something under like $20, of course. And then it has to be in nature or outside. So it can't be in a house like I'm just binge on something on Netflix. So I invite you to do the same thing. Let me know some things that you think I should do, or some things that you think just are interesting to do that I have left off on this. So let me tell you 5 of the things that I said I would do. The first is I'm here in South Florida, so I must go to the beach. I said 5 times. So I'm going to try to find 5 beaches to go to. There are many beaches. Yes, there are many beaches, and I'm going to actually, this is not part of the list, but as you can see, the puff is, is loose. So I'm going to have to get my twist back in and stuff because, man, I was like, anyways, but I'm going to try to find 5 beaches to go to. That's number 1. Number 2, because I really want to enjoy nature. So the second one is I saw my niece and nephew doing this on a picture, and I just had nostalgia. We used to go to rivers when we were little and lakes, and we would skip rocks, like you just stomp and then the rocks would skip. I don't know why that was so fascinating when you're little, but it was so cool. So I really want to go on a nature prayer walk and just nature walk, like a prayer walk. So that's number 2. I also want to go hiking. That's on my list. Number 3. Somehow I said I want to learn how to swim for real and not just learn how to survivor swim, because I'm one of those hopeful survivor swimmers, but I want to be like an elegant swimmer. So at some point, that may cost money, but good friends are very helpful. Okay. So rock skipping, beach, hiking, skipping rocks, learning how to swim. So those are 5 of the things that I put. Also, I don't know if this is outside. Y'all can help me if this counts. I don't know if this counts because I need you to share something on your summer bucket list, please. And you don't have to have the same criteria as I do, but maybe you'll inspire me. So let me know what's on your summer bucket list if you're watching. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything expensive because those are mine, but we should all create one. Why? Because there's a time and season for everything. And this is adventure time. Okay. So one of my last ones, it does take other people, is a cookout, because I realized I have not been to a cookout in a long time, and I'm gonna have to find some people and accept it. So I don't know what's on your bucket list, but if you watch it now or you watch it later, write something down, because we need nature, we need fresh air, and it could just be I'm gonna go to a playground and swing on a swing. Don't look scary if you're an adult. Just make sure you don't do that. Ooh, this is good. Courtney said, bike a 10-mile path. Ooh, that's so good. You know what, Courtney? I have been thinking about getting a bike. And there's so many categories of bikes. I have gotten slightly intimidated, not by the prices necessarily, but, it just gets crazy when you go into the bike shop, and I've gone into 2 and I've left with nothing. So that is a good one though. Bike a 10-mile path. Ooh, that's so good. What did Sylvia? Ooh, Sylvia said sailboating. Sylvia, that is so adventurous. That is, and you are up near the lake, so that should be awesome. I think we have sailboating down here. I think that is really good. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do that one day. I did. You know what I did put on my list? Another boat trip, because when my sister and brother from another mother and father came down, Denari and Tiffany, they took me on a boat trip, and it was very adventurous. And it was more of a tour. But I feel you on that. Ooh. Tasha said, we have a nature center literally up the street. We're walking there and going, actually look for animals on the side. Oh, that is so good. Yay. Go outside. Go outside. Yes, everybody walk in nature. Yes, and look at the different shape and sizes of the trees. Let me tell you how beautiful that is. That is so beautiful. And that is what I'm going to do. This is such a good idea. I'm actually going to add it because that's different from hiking. I do love a good nature walk. And I think we should all take it because it helps us to really release, like, be able to just get away from the hustle and bustle. And guess what else? It helps us to appreciate creation. It's so cool. So, whatever it is that you're deciding to do, write it down. Let me know. I think we should all, like I said, let's create one. If you have a family, create a summer bucket list. I do it so by August, the summer doesn't pass away so fast. And my advice is absolutely put it on your schedule because that's the next step. So I'm gonna make a list of many things and then, pare it down to like 5, like 10 things, that I really, really want to do. This is what I'm doing. I invite you to do it too. And then put it on the schedule because this is a bucket list, a summer bucket list. It's not a wish list. Okay. So if it's not on our schedule, it's not going to happen. So make sure you put it on your bucket list and set some criteria for yourself. Like mine, like I said, for mine, it's less than $20 and is something that it has to be outside. So those are 2 of my bucket list. Those are 2 of the criteria. So, ooh, Tasha says, and you're very right. She says, you should collect rocks and shells. Ooh, I really like this idea, Tasha, about creating a Zen table and collecting rocks and shells. What I have is I have this wonderful empty bowl that Sister T gave me, the Sister T, First Lady of Fountain Church. I have never figured out what to put in it because I didn't want like those fake crystal things or like those things. So this is a really good idea. And it will be like symbolic of my summer 2021. So this is thank you, Tasha. This is a great idea. You are so helpful. Share with me what you are doing. But like I said, my advice, my challenge to you today is to create a summer bucket list. Do it by May 31st. So you're not going into June trying to figure out what am I going to do? Okay. And make sure you get out in nature. So put some criteria to it. So it's not willy-nilly, but also this is my advice because I'm trying to get in this financial wellness even more, is to not break the bank, but to think about what you already have and have access to and to make the most of that. And that could be beautiful. Also, if people are vaccinated and you're able to connect with them or do it virtually, because I often take morning walks with my family, even though they're in Ohio. We take morning walks virtually, and it's kind of the coolest thing, We'll be on Google Duo, and it helps me to get up and get out because they're on the phone and like, you got to get out of bed, and it's so helpful. So yeah, I advise you all to do that, and please keep sharing what's on your list. But once again, make sure it's criteria and make sure it hits the calendar. Okay. It's something you can do. Okay. And I also give you this unsolicited advice, since I'm giving you the challenge, is make sure you don't have to depend on other people to make it happen. And the reason I say this is like sometimes when we make plans and if somebody drops that plan, then we can't go. So make sure like it's something that you can do and you can do within your means and within your time. Okay, so put it on the calendar. That's what I'm challenging me to do. So I'm challenging you to do. And also have fun with it. Like this is not a pressure activity. This should be so free and it should make you excited. As y'all can see, I am genuinely excited today because the more stuff I put on the list, the more stuff I am looking forward to doing. Now, it's stuff that you don't have to do with other people, but find somebody to hold you accountable so that you really make it happen and you don't just keep putting it off, so put it in a calendar, schedule it, and just have fun because it is a time and season, as the scripture says, to do everything under the sun. So create your bucket list, share with me your ideas. And last but not least, have a great night and a wonderful day. This was me today, and I will see you tomorrow. And Tasha, you are right. If you don't write it down, that's exactly right. She said, it's just a dream. I always say it's just a fantasy. One of the greatest quotes I've ever, that's ever impacted my life. It's helped me with my first ministry. I started at Ohio State, and it's helped me with every dream I've had since then. Was said by Bishop Brian Keith Williams over 20 years ago. And he said, a vision without a task is a fantasy, and a task without a vision is drudgery. So if you guys, these are bucket lists. This is not a fantasy list. So without the task that we put to it, it is just going to be a fantasy. And we're going to be in August saying, man, I wish I would have done those things. So make sure you write it down, and make sure, share with people, invite people. But once again, do not leave it up to other people. This is about your self-empowerment, just like mine, and make it a joyful adventure. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow, Saturday, which is going to be day 36 of what I learned today. Have a great night and a good day. Bye-bye. Oh, somewhere around 9 o'clock. Yeah. Bye, guys.